Neither of them ever stood on the podium. So it's a big day for them just to kind of make their name in history as a world medalist.
Absolutely, no question about it, but that battle only for the brave and the strong. And this bronze medal has already started at close quarters. TSYMBALIUK trying to underhook, trying to get underneath the arm of Kim Sun-hak.
If you see TSYMBALIUK, he's taking his hand on the elbow. We call elbow control, and look at either pulling it over top or passing it in between them and dragging him by. This is an under-over position, chest-to-chest position, and we can reach for body locks here, but again, you're looking for those angles. Very difficult to throw standing chest-to-chest until you get one of your opponent's feet off the ground. Now again, this is a sport where you're not allowed to touch the legs. However, if you post the foot in between the legs and it's posted on the mat, you may pull your opponent over top of it. And so there are some, kind of like in if you're playing video games, cheat codes to the game.
I like it. One for the kids there, Brian. That's a good one. But cheating in terms of the referee's book, it's gone against Kim Sun-hak. So using that leg for position rather than for contact.
Right, you can't trip with it, but you can post it and pull over top of it and use it more as a lever.
Just like that. Trying to go for it, Kim Sun-hak. Big throw, and he's got on the verge of the pin here. Is it going to be the tush? One, neither shoulder down at the moment. Referee having a close look though. Kim Sun-hak, he was points down. He's in prime position now.
Unbelievable hip position, and it was an attack very quickly. There was no weight in that. Now, here's the deal. In Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling, international styles, the minute the head goes out of bounds, you have to stop the bout.
So that is credit to the tactical nous and intelligence there of TSYMBALIUK, because he could have been down and out quite literally got his head out of the way and keeps himself in this bronze.
Absolutely, and if you notice, when your head does go out when you're on your back, you go back to parterre, on the ground position. I tell you, Kim was able just to go chest to chest and just went for it right there, a front headlock, a chest wrap position, digging his knee underneath.
And close to superiority now as well.
It's gonna come, no. TSYMBALIUK was able to stop him and really twisting from his abdomen and not able to give up the final points.
Well, I'm going to join the TSYMBALIUK fan club here because tenacity is so important at any fight, and he's refused to yield. He's cut it back to a 5-point gap. Can he make it out of this opening period? It didn't look like it earlier on. Can he stand? He's got a decent gut wrench on here. Kim Sun-hak sprawling.
If you notice, TSYMBALIUK stepped all the way around the head. Not only does that create good leverage, but if you put your leg right next to his arm and he grabs it, that's a caution in 2. You're not allowed to touch the legs. And there are officials who will look, up, he touched the leg. So therefore, it's points.
Well, Kim Sun-hak was in touching distance of the bronze, almost win by pin. Had him down for the fall, but TSYMBALIUK, to his great credit, he's found himself in the last 10 seconds here. No takedown from the referee there.
Think about the action at the start of last night to compared to today, and this is indicative of the wrestling that we saw today. Lots of action, lots of scoring holds, not putting it in the officials' hands. Yes, in the first minute, a minute and a half, they're gonna need to call 2 passives on someone. Oh, what a beautiful, we call it a lateral drop or salto. He chest-to-chest trapped the arm and stepped around him and popped his hips into a full arch. Went all the way through for a 4-point hold.
But it wasn't the arch de triomphe because he couldn't quite hold it down.
The fact that he didn't go right there, just the grit on his face. You know it was painful, but he did not want this match to end. He's still looking for a medal.
Really impressed. Whatever happens in this one, TSYMBALIUK, well, it's symbolic from him. He went for it, kept himself in this bronze medal contest. He looked to be down and out. Kim Sun-hak, that explosive power from that close position, though, so impressive.
Absolutely, and being explosive and going from 0 to 60 like we talked yesterday, he was able to lock and throw right away and not allow TSYMBALIUK to counter.
Can the Ukrainian find a way back into this one? He's certainly working hard on the inside, gets a hold of the head.
Pulling down to what we call a front headlock. In this situation, you have to control a head and an arm. Saw it this morning, if you just pull down and are not able to grab an arm and you lock your hands, that's a penalty. A caution will go against you and 2 points will go to your opponent.
Scoreboard stays as it was. There's still 5-point advantage to Kim Sun-hak, who himself was points down. TSYMBALIUK pointing out a couple of rough stuff on the inside to the mouth and nose. No real damage done. Don't think his coach was too impressed either.
Again, that pommel position where they're digging their underhooks into the inside, almost like they're swimming in a pool, swimming to get to inside control. Now, we talked TSYMBALIUK changing his level in order to attack. One of the first basic steps to wrestling is a level change. In Greco-Roman, we see a lot of back steps where they're changing their level and turning their body with a back step, and which you saw Kim do earlier.
Well, that level change didn't quite work out. Kim Sun-hak, he's still a level apart at the moment. 5-point gap remains as we creep towards the business end of this bronze medal contest. Of course, conducted over 6 minutes, which is absolutely exhausting when you're constantly in contact. You can't be in contact locking up the fingers. So the referee tells them, keep it clean.
There's definitely an international language of the officials to athletes who don't speak the language, whether it be a finger wave or just, you know, a no. And most of the time, the wrestlers know what they've done is wrong.
For sure, they're hoping that no one else has noticed. That's the great trick of any competitor, is do it on the blind side of the ref. But in sight now, the last minute of this one, spinning round the back, TSYMBALIUK, to his great credit, still battling here. Kim Sun-hak holding onto the hips, trying to block and lock and kill the clock.
So another 2 passive calls against Kim. Another point for TSYMBALIUK if he can take Kim feet to back there. But he said he didn't like the front headlock across the throat.
Well, that was the second time he's done that, and I think he got away with it the first time a little bit, but caught out this time. Into the last 30, TSYMBALIUK has cut the lead to 4. Kim Sun-hak hanging on here.
Definitely more difficult to toss or throw your opponent with their hips back compared to getting your position hip to hip. So you'll notice that Kim Sun-hak gets his hips away here, and at this point with 5 seconds to go, he's circling away, getting his skates on and skating away with the bronze.
Perfection from Kim Sun-hak. Big hug from his coach. And he got his tactics and timing right the whole way through. Was made to work for it though, TSYMBALIUK. A great advert for that tenacity required. Never giving up, the Ukrainian, but going back with the bronze. Kim Sun-hak, and he just had that little bit of quality every now and again when he needed it.
And explosive power, like you said, attacking when he needed to attack.